I'm Dr. Mark, and welcome to Dr. Mark Official. With 10 years of experience, I'm here to share trusted advice to help you live healthier every day in simple ways. Turning represents one of the most deceptively dangerous movements in daily life for older adults, yet it receives remarkably little attention in typical fall prevention programs. Every single day, a senior might turn hundreds of times without giving it a second thought, turning to answer a doorbell, turning to check on a grandchild, turning to reach for something on a shelf, or simply turning to change direction while walking down the hallway. What makes turning so perilous is the complex coordination it demands from multiple body systems that naturally decline with age. When you turn, your brain must simultaneously process visual information, interpret signals from your inner ear's vestibular system, coordinate muscle responses throughout your legs and core, and adjust your center of gravity, all within a fraction of a second. For a younger person, this happens automatically and seamlessly. For someone over 70, these systems often work more slowly and with less precision. The biomechanics of turning create a perfect storm for instability. During a turn, your base of support narrows temporarily as weight shifts from both feet to primarily one foot. This momentary single-leg stance requires significant balance strength that many seniors have lost due to muscle atrophy, reduced physical activity, or underlying health conditions. Additionally, turning often involves rotational forces that challenge the body's stability in ways that straightforward walking does not. Many seniors instinctively try to turn by pivoting on their feet while keeping them planted, which creates torque through the knees, hips, and ankles, joints that may already be weakened by arthritis or previous injuries. This twisting motion can cause loss of traction with the floor, especially on smooth surfaces like hardwood, tile, or linoleum commonly found in homes. Research indicates that a significant percentage of falls occur during transitional movements, with turning being prominently featured among these high-risk activities. Studies examining fall incidents in both community-dwelling seniors and those in care facilities consistently show that changing direction accounts for a substantial portion of fall-related injuries. What's particularly concerning is that many of these falls happen during seemingly mundane activities, turning to sit on a toilet, turning while carrying laundry, or turning to greet someone who called their name. The unexpected nature of many turns compounds the risk. When a turn is unplanned or rushed, the body has even less time to prepare the necessary balance responses, dramatically increasing fall likelihood. Environmental factors amplify turning-related risks considerably. Poor lighting makes it harder to see obstacles or surface changes when turning. Cluttered floors create tripping hazards that become apparent only mid-turn when it's too late to adjust. Slippery surfaces reduce the friction needed for safe foot placement during directional changes. Even footwear plays a crucial role. Socks on hardwood floors or worn-out slippers can turn a simple turn into a catastrophic fall. The combination of age-related physiological changes, the inherent complexity of turning mechanics, and environmental hazards creates a situation where this everyday movement becomes genuinely dangerous for older adults, warranting specific attention, education, and targeted exercise interventions to reduce fall risk and maintain independence. The step turn exercise represents a fundamental shift in how older adults approach one of the most common movements in daily life. Rather than relying on the instinctive pivot turn that many people have used throughout their lives, this technique teaches a completely different mechanical approach that dramatically reduces fall risk. The core principle is beautifully simple. Instead of keeping your feet planted and twisting your body, you take small, deliberate steps in the direction you want to turn. This seemingly minor adjustment transforms a high-risk rotational movement into a series of stable, controlled weight transfers that the aging body can manage much more effectively. When executing the step turn, you begin by identifying your target direction and visually locking onto it before any movement begins. This preparatory glance serves a critical function. It gives your brain time to process the new spatial orientation and prepare your balance systems for the upcoming change. Your eyes lead your body, not the other way around. Once you've established your visual target, you initiate the turn by lifting one foot and placing it at a slight angle in the direction you intend to face. This step should be small, perhaps 6 to 8 inches, just enough to begin reorienting your body without overcommitting your weight. The knee remains slightly bent throughout, maintaining a low center of gravity that enhances stability. As your first foot makes contact with the floor, you gradually shift your weight forward onto that leg while keeping your other foot lightly grounded for support. This weight transfer happens slowly and deliberately, never rushed. Once you feel stable on the first foot, you bring your second foot around to meet it, completing the turn. The entire movement resembles a gentle arc rather than a sharp pivot. Your feet essentially trace a semicircle on the floor, with each step building upon the previous one to create smooth, controlled rotation. This approach eliminates the torque and twisting forces that make traditional pivot turns so dangerous for older joints and muscles. What makes this exercise particularly effective is its emphasis on control over speed. Many falls occur because seniors attempt to turn quickly, often in response to something unexpected. A doorbell ringing, a pot boiling over, or someone calling their name. The step turn technique trains the body to resist this urgency and prioritize stability instead. During practice sessions, seniors are encouraged to count silently during each phase of the turn, ensuring adequate time for each weight transfer. This deliberate pacing becomes muscle memory over time, eventually influencing spontaneous turns throughout the day. The exercise also incorporates crucial safety elements that build confidence alongside physical capability. Practicing near stable support, a kitchen counter, sturdy chair, or wall provides a psychological safety net that encourages consistent practice without fear. Having one hand lightly touching the support surface doesn't mean you're dependent on it. Rather, it offers immediate assistance if balance wavers, while your body learns the new movement pattern. This support can gradually be reduced as confidence and competence increase, though many seniors wisely choose to keep support nearby even after mastering the technique. Regular repetition of the step turn exercise creates neurological pathways that make the safer movement pattern increasingly automatic. Practicing 5 turns to the right followed by 5 turns to the left, repeated 2 to 3 times daily, provides sufficient reinforcement without causing fatigue. Over weeks and months, this consistent practice rewires the brain's default response to turning situations, replacing the risky pivot instinct with the safer step turn habit. The beauty of this approach lies in its accessibility. It requires no special equipment, no gym membership, and no advanced physical capabilities, making it achievable for seniors across a wide range of fitness levels and mobility conditions. Safety forms the foundation upon which all effective fall prevention strategies must be built, and this principle is especially critical when older adults are learning new movement patterns. The emphasis on practicing near stable support structures is not merely a suggestion. It represents a fundamental understanding of how the body learns and adapts to new physical challenges. When seniors position themselves near a kitchen counter, sturdy chair, or wall during their step turn practice, they create what physical therapists call a safe learning environment. This environment allows the nervous system to explore new movement patterns without the paralyzing fear of falling, which itself can interfere with motor learning and balance confidence. The presence of support serves multiple protective functions simultaneously. Physically, it provides an immediate point of contact if balance begins to waver during the learning process. A lightly placed hand on a counter can prevent a minor instability from escalating into a full fall. This tactile feedback also offers proprioceptive information, sensory data about body position in space, that helps the brain better understand and control the movement being practiced. Psychologically, knowing that support is within reach reduces anxiety and tension, which paradoxically improves balance performance. When seniors feel secure, their muscles remain more relaxed and responsive rather than stiff and reactive, creating better conditions for successful movement execution. The recommendation to avoid fast movements addresses one of the most common causes of falls among older adults. Speed and urgency are natural enemies of stability, particularly for aging bodies whose reaction times have naturally slowed. When a senior rushes through a turn, several dangerous things happen simultaneously. The brain has less time to process visual and vestibular information needed for balance. Muscles cannot generate force quickly enough to correct unexpected shifts in weight. Joints experience greater stress from rapid directional changes, potentially triggering pain or instability. The feet may not achieve proper contact with the floor before weight is transferred, increasing slip risk. Slowing down movement creates opportunities for correction and adjustment that simply don't exist during rapid motions. When turning deliberately, seniors can feel each phase of weight transfer, notice any emerging instability, and make micro-adjustments before losing balance. This mindful approach to movement transforms turning from an automatic, unconscious action into an intentional, controlled process. Over time, this conscious control becomes internalized, and even spontaneous turns begin to reflect the safer, slower pattern learned during practice sessions. Environmental preparation complements these movement strategies by removing external hazards that could undermine even the safest technique. Practicing in well-lit spaces ensures visual systems can contribute fully to balance maintenance. Clearing floors of rugs, cords, clutter, and other tripping hazards eliminates obstacles that might catch feet during step turns. Wearing proper footwear with non-slip soles provides essential traction between foot and floor, particularly important during weight transfer phases of turning. Avoiding turns while carrying objects keeps both hands available for balance assistance if needed, and prevents weight distribution changes that could compromise stability. The combination of physical support, controlled pacing, and environmental awareness creates multiple layers of protection that work together synergistically. Each safety element compensates for potential weaknesses in the others, creating a comprehensive approach to fall prevention that acknowledges the complex, multifactorial nature of balance and mobility in older adulthood. This layered safety philosophy recognizes that falls rarely result from single causes, so effective prevention must address multiple risk factors simultaneously through thoughtful practice habits and environmental modifications that support safe movement throughout daily life. The transformative power of regular practice extends far beyond simple muscle memory, reaching into the very neurological and physiological systems that govern how older adults move through their world. When seniors commit to practicing the step-turn exercise consistently, those few minutes each day, performed with intention and attention, they initiate a cascade of adaptive changes that fundamentally improve their relationship with movement itself. This is not merely about learning a safer way to turn. It is about rebuilding the foundation of physical confidence that many seniors have gradually lost as they've aged. Balance improvement begins at the cellular level within the muscles, joints, and nervous system. Each repetition of the step-turn exercise challenges the body's proprioceptive sensors, those specialized nerve endings in muscles, tendons, and joints that constantly report body position to the brain. With regular practice, these sensors become more sensitive and responsive, providing clearer, faster information about weight distribution and limb positioning. The small muscles of the feet and ankles, often neglected in daily movement, strengthen through the controlled weight transfers required by the step-turn technique. These muscles are crucial for fine-tuning balance adjustments, acting as the body's first line of defense against instability. Over weeks of consistent practice, seniors often notice they feel steadier, not just during turns, but during all standing and walking activities. Coordination improvements emerge from the repeated integration of multiple body systems working in harmony. The step-turn exercise demands that vision, vestibular function, and musculoskeletal control operate together seamlessly. Each practice session strengthens the neural pathways connecting these systems, making their communication more efficient. The brain learns to anticipate balance challenges and prepare appropriate muscle responses before instability occurs. This predictive coordination is what separates confident movers from those who feel perpetually uncertain on their feet. Seniors who practice regularly often report that movements which once felt awkward or risky, stepping off curbs, navigating crowded spaces, or walking on uneven surfaces, become manageable again as their body's coordination systems recalibrate through consistent training. Perhaps most profoundly, regular practice rebuilds the psychological foundation of movement confidence. Fear of falling is itself a significant risk factor for actual falls, creating a vicious cycle where anxiety causes muscle tension, which impairs balance, which increases fall risk, which deepens anxiety. The step-turn practice interrupts this cycle by providing repeated experiences of successful, stable movement. Each completed turn without incident serves as evidence that the body remains capable and reliable. This accumulating evidence gradually replaces fear with trust. Trust in one's physical abilities, trust in the safety of the technique, and trust in the capacity to handle unexpected balance challenges. Confidence gained through physical practice often spills over into other areas of life, encouraging seniors to remain active, social, and engaged rather than withdrawing from activities they once enjoyed. The cumulative effect of these physical and psychological improvements creates something greater than the sum of individual benefits. Seniors who practice regularly often describe feeling like themselves again, reclaiming an identity that includes capability and independence rather than limitation and dependence. This renewed sense of agency influences daily choices, choosing to walk rather than use mobility aids when appropriate, agreeing to social invitations that involve movement, or simply feeling comfortable moving through their own homes without constant vigilance. The few minutes invested daily in step-turn practice thus multiply into hours of improved quality of life, demonstrating that consistent, targeted exercise can be one of the most powerful tools available for maintaining vitality and independence in later life. While exercise and movement techniques form a crucial foundation for fall prevention, the environment in which seniors live and move plays an equally vital role in determining daily safety outcomes. A home that supports safe movement can mean the difference between maintaining independence and experiencing a life-altering fall. The physical spaces where older adults spend most of their time, kitchens, bathrooms, hallways, and bedrooms, contain numerous potential hazards that, when addressed systematically, dramatically reduce fall risk and create environments where safe turning and walking become the default rather than the exception. Clear floors represent one of the most impactful yet overlooked aspects of fall prevention. Clutter accumulates gradually and often invisibly to those who navigate spaces daily. Magazines stacked beside chairs, electrical cords snaking across walkways, shoes left in hallways, or area rugs with curled edges all create tripping hazards that become dangerous during turning movements. When a senior executes a step turn, their foot needs predictable, unobstructed contact with the floor surface. Any unexpected object in that path can catch a toe, shift a rug, or cause a foot to slide, instantly converting a controlled movement into a fall. Regular floor inspections and consistent habits of returning items to designated storage spaces create clear pathways that support safe movement throughout the home. This requires ongoing vigilance rather than one-time cleanup, as clutter naturally accumulates through daily living. Lighting quality directly influences the visual system's ability to contribute to balance and spatial awareness. Older eyes require significantly more light than younger eyes to achieve the same level of visual clarity, yet many homes remain underlit by standards that worked decades ago. Poor lighting creates shadows that obscure floor-level changes, hide clutter, and make it difficult to judge distances accurately, all critical information needed during turning movements. Installing brighter bulbs, adding night lights in hallways and bathrooms, ensuring light switches are accessible at room entrances, and using motion sensor lights in frequently visited areas all improve visual conditions for safe movement. Natural daylight should be maximized through clean windows and open curtains during daytime hours. The goal is consistent, even illumination, without glare or deep shadows that could confuse visual processing during movement. Proper footwear serves as the essential interface between the body and the floor surface, yet many seniors wear inappropriate shoes inside their homes. Socks on smooth floors, worn slippers with no traction, backless shoes that require toe gripping, or loose-fitting footwear all compromise stability during weight transfer. Ideal indoor shoes feature non-slip soles designed for hard surfaces, firm heel support, secure fastening mechanisms like Velcro or laces, and proper fit without excess room that allows foot sliding. The investment in quality indoor footwear pays dividends in every step taken throughout the home. Some seniors benefit from keeping dedicated walking shoes near frequently used areas, ensuring proper footwear is always available when movement is needed. These environmental modifications work synergistically with exercise practices to create comprehensive fall prevention. A senior who has mastered the step turn technique still faces risk on cluttered, poorly lit floors while wearing slippery socks. Conversely, perfect home conditions cannot fully compensate for poor turning mechanics and weak balance systems. The most effective approach combines both, building physical capability through regular practice while simultaneously optimizing the home environment to support and protect that capability. This dual strategy acknowledges that fall prevention is not solely about changing the person or changing the environment, but about creating harmony between the two, ensuring that daily life unfolds in spaces designed to support safe, confident movement at every turn. Thank you for watching Dr. Mark Official. I'm Dr. Mark, and I hope this helped you take one more step toward better health and balance. Stay safe, stay active, and I'll see you in the next video.